Hey everybody, Ace Liam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form or a branched evolution or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a metronome battle between the Pokemon just for a little bit of fun, but people in the comments always take it really seriously for some reason. If you're a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show your appreciation for this series, and of course, hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight, we're going to be looking at the two forms of Aerodactyl, which are Aerodactyl and Mega Aerodactyl. Now, when you have an Aerodactyl in your party, it will always be in its regular form. However, an Aerodactyl holding Aerodactylite will be able to Mega Evolve into Mega Aerodactyl during a battle and will remain that way for the entirety of that battle. But what makes these two forms of Aerodactyl so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, regular Aerodactyl is 1.8 meters tall and weighs 59.0 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says restored from DNA found in amber, this Pokemon exhibited ferocity that was greater than expected. Some casualties resulted. It flew through the open skies over the ancient continent as if they were its own. When it touched ground, its walk was weak and slow. As for Mega Aerodactyl, it is 2.1 meters tall and weighs 79 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says it will attack anything that moves. Mega Evolution is a burden on its body, so it's incredibly irritated. Mega Evolution awakens some dormant genes, bringing back the sharp rocks that once covered Aerodactyl's entire body. Appearance-wise, both resemble grey pterodactyl creatures with large, powerful jaws, with purple colouring inside their wings, and with Mega Aerodactyl's body being covered with extra dark rocks. In their shiny forms, both forms of Aerodactyl change from grey to pink, with the purple of their wing lining changing to blue. Now let's have a look at the typing, weaknesses, and resistances of these Pokemon. Both these Pokemon share the same typing, being dual-type rock and flying Pokemon, which makes them both weak to rock, steel, water, electric, and ice-type moves, whilst resisting normal, flying, poison, bug, and fire-type attacks. And both, of course, are completely immune to ground-type moves. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these Aerodactyl forms. Aerodactyl is an extremely fast Pokemon with a brilliant attack stat, but doesn't have the best defenses. The goal of this Pokemon is to hit fast and ask questions later. The more Rock Slide flinches, the better. Its primary ability is Rock Head, which prevents recoil damage from moves used by Aerodactyl. Much like Steelix last week, I'll quickly list the moves that Aerodactyl can learn that are affected by the Rock Head ability. Double Edge, and Takedown. Who is it at Game Freak that keeps giving these Pokemon Rock Head, but bugger all moves that are affected by it? Its secondary ability is Pressure, which causes opponents to use an extra PP for each move they use whilst Aerodactyl is on the field. This is a great ability for whittling down opponents' key moves quicker than they anticipate, and often putting a damper on their strategy. Its hidden ability is Unnerve, which stops opposing Pokemon being able to eat held berries. This can be very handy for taking out bulkier Mons, who will often use a berry to drag out a battle longer than fragile Aerodactyl can last. Disabling their berry means Aerodactyl has a better chance of living long enough to take them out. Mega Aerodactyl takes the original stats and gives it a great boost in attack, as well as becoming even faster, with a little added bulk to go with it. It only has access to one ability, which is Tough Claws, which increases the power of Aerodactyl's moves that make contact by 30%. This gives Mega Aerodactyl a very powerful Crunch and Iron Head, as well as making Aerial Ace a much more effective move, and is a perfect ability for this Mega Evolved Pokemon. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two forms of Aerodactyl I prefer, and this is a no-brainer because I use this Pokemon all the time. It's Mega Aerodactyl. I think regular Aerodactyl does have its place and can be used effectively by the right person. I'm not that person. Mega Aerodactyl for me is absolutely where it's at. It's just a great Pokemon. It looks super cool. It looks like Aerodactyl, but even cooler than it previously was, which I didn't think possible. Not to mention it's got a fantastic ability which really complements the fact that Aerodactyl doesn't have the greatest moveset in the world. So definitely for me, Mega Aerodactyl is where it's at. There's really no competition here in my mind, but of course, it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide. But before you make your decision, let's see these Pokemon in action. It's time for the metronome battle. Before we start the battle, I will point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they've got neutral natures, they're the same type, the only advantage or disadvantage anyone gets comes from their base stats. Everything else is all up to the metronome. Let's go. Here we go, here it is, Aerodactyl versus Mega Aerodactyl, the battle of the flying rock monsters from centuries gone by. maybe more than centuries, maybe millennia gone by. We see Unnerve activating on both the regular Aerodactyl there. It's not going to have any effect in the battle because, of course, there's no berries in this battle, but Tough Claws from Mega Aerodactyl is very much going to be an effect for any contact moves, as we see Shiny Mega starting off everything with Overheat, which is not going to be very effective, and, of course, not a great amount of damage because of the special attack stat being so low on Aerodactyl and Mega Aerodactyl, and it gets dropped 2 stages because of the Overheat, so it makes it even worse. Here we see a regular Mega Aerodactyl going for a shore up. It is going to fail, and now it's time for the regular Aerodactyl team to start things off. Aerodactyl going for payback onto that Shiny Mega right there. Massive damage, critical hit, bringing Shiny Mega down to less than half its max HP. What a great start for what you would imagine would be the disadvantaged team, although massively disadvantaged, failing an Aurora Veil right there because there's no hail up. Great job, Shiny Aerodactyl. Here's a Mega Aerodactyl going for Thrash, which, again, not very effective move, but it's going to do huge damage because of the attack stat of Mega Aerodactyl versus the defensive stats of the regular Aerodactyl. Here's a false swipe from Shiny Mega onto Shiny Regular. Decent amount of chip damage there, and now it's the Aerodactyl's team. You've got to think they're at a disadvantage because they're just so much, they have such low defense compared to the strong attack stat of the Mega Aerodactyl team. But that Bullet Seed doing a nice bit of neutral damage there. Only 2 hits though on that Shiny Mega, but Shiny Mega is not having a good battle so far. Here's regular Aerodactyl going for Stealth Rock. Waste of a turn, of course, because Stealth Rock has no effect on anybody in this battle, so that's an unfortunate move for the regular Aerodactyl there. And now we see the Megas, who are the faster Pokemon, starting the next turn off. What will Shiny Mega do? It's going to go for Power Up Punch, which is going to do neutral damage. Massive neutral damage there to Shiny regular Aerodactyl, bringing it down to less than half its max HP, raising the attack stat, and my, that Thrash is still going, but it's just ended with the Confusion activating on the regular Mega there. Here's Shiny Aerodactyl, who's in a difficult position right now. Gonna go for Psycho Boost, though. If ever there was an attack to go for something strong like that. Decent amount of damage there on that regular Mega there, dropping the special attack harshly, much like the Overheat we saw earlier in the battle from the other Shiny Pokemon. Here's regular Aerodactyl with a Bone Meringue, not going to affect the Mega. Of course, nobody on in this battle is going to be affected by ground-type moves. The confused regular Mega ignores that confusion and goes ahead with the Metronome anyway, and it's going to go for Bullet Seed of its own here. On which Pokemon? On the... Oh, this is dangerous. On the Shiny Aerodactyl, we get the 2 hits. And it's only 2 hits. That's very lucky for Shiny Aerodactyl, who is sitting in the danger zone right now. Shiny Mega is going to follow up with a parting shot, though. Of course, it won't leave the battlefield, but it is going to drop the attack and the special attack 1 stage of the regular Aerodactyl. That's not good for the Aerodactyl team. Shiny Aerodactyl looking to retaliate with a Rock Slide. That's going to be super effective on both the Megas. That's a brilliant move. Takes down the Shiny Mega, and now the regular Mega is in a very dangerous position. Of all the moves for an Aerodactyl to bust out, Rock Slide is the one you want to go for. Here comes regular Aerodactyl. It's going to go for a Leer and lower the defense stat of the Mega. Oh my goodness, Mega Aerodactyl is in a world of hurt right now. What will it do? It needs to pull something out. It's still confused. That's got to be dangerous, but lucky it ignores the confusion, goes for the Metronome. What will it do here? It's going to go for Hyper Voice and do some neutral special damage. Neutral, not very effective special damage to both these Aerodactyl there. Not a lot of damage though, of course, because A, it's a spread move, B, it's not very effective, C, its special attack stat is garbage. Here's a low sweep though, bringing Mega Aerodactyl so close, dropping its speed by 1 stage. Regular Aerodactyl, great move with that low kick. Here comes the Shiny regular Aerodactyl going for Power Trick, swapping its attack and defense, which isn't the greatest move to use right now. Stalling like this is going to give the Mega time to pick off these regular Aerodactyl. They need to act now if they're going to win this battle. Regular Aerodactyl is going to go for Facade. Is it going to be enough with that lowered defense? And it is. Mega goes down, and the regulars have won it without even losing a single Mon. That was incredible. What an absolutely amazing form fight. Well done to the regular Aerodactyl team. That was a hell of a battle. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these two forms of Aerodactyl do you prefer? Is it Aerodactyl or Mega Aerodactyl? Let me know in the comments below and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. That's of course where I'm going to leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these wonderful people down here do, you can pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And for live streams 5 days a week, head over to twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.